Hi, everyone. So yesterday we all created our ideas list. I saw a lot of great ideas. So today you're going to select one of your ideas to create a piece of writing. You can pick an idea that you like or the idea that you know a lot about, or you can research and write about something you want to learn more about. Our writings are going to be 5 complete sentences long. So we need to remember when we start our writing that our message needs to be clear, our information should be interesting, and we need to have enough information so people understand our writing. I picked a couple of ideas that a lot of students had to break down further to make our message clear. So I started with cats. I saw a lot of people had cats on their idea list. So I broke it down into more specific ways to write about it so that you can write about a smaller section of cats instead of writing about all cats. So I broke it down and said you could write about how to take care of a cat. You could give us 5 tips of what cats need or how to take care of cats. Or you could pick a certain type of cat and write just about that certain type of cat. You could also write about what do all cats have in common. But if you're going to write about cats, you need to take the whole subject cats and break it down into a smaller, more specific writing. And look how cute these cats are. I also saw a lot of people chose video games as things they like and know a lot about. So I broke down the big idea of video games into different smaller pieces that we can write about. So you could pick one video game and explain that one video game. You could explain a certain type of video game. Is it I'm not very good with video games, but I know there's different types of video games. So you could pick one type of video game and explain that. You could even pick one of our math games and explain that game. You can tell us why the video game you chose is your favorite video game. Or you could also break it down and just tell us the rules of one certain video game. But we're going to take the big idea of video games and break it down into a smaller piece so that we can have a clear message and clear writing. So I'm going to show you my writing. So my big idea was whales. And then I broke it down. Well, let's go back to that. Let me show you how I broke down my big idea. So I narrowed my idea down. I chose animals as something that I know a lot about and I also like. Well, so then I picked my favorite animal or type of animal is whales. Well, that's still too big of an idea. So I broke it down further and chose blue whales. Well, there's a lot of information about blue whales, and I don't think my message would be clear if I had to write everything about blue whales. So I narrowed down or broke down my idea even further and chose why blue whales travel. So then I created my writing. So I wrote, blue whales are the largest mammals that live in the ocean. Since blue whales are so large, they need to eat a lot of food. In order for blue whales to find enough food, they need to travel. Whale travel is called migration. Blue whales migrate from California to the Pacific Northwest in order to find food. Blue whales have to travel for months in order to survive. So I took my big idea of animals, and then I narrowed it down to whales, and then I broke it down even further to blue whales, and then I focused my writing and broke down my big idea to why blue whales travel. So when we look at my writing, I need to make sure that my message is clear. Well, in my writing, I said what blue whales are, why they need to travel, what their travel is called, and where they travel. The information should also be interesting. Well, I think my information is interesting. I defined the word migration. I gave a fact when I started my writing. I said blue whales are the largest mammals that live in the ocean. That's pretty interesting. And we also need to make sure that we have enough information so people understand our writing. Well, I had enough information to define what whale travel is called and called it migration. And then I used that to further say why whales travel. And then I said why whales have to travel. So what you are going to do today is pick your big idea, narrow it down to one specific area, one smaller piece of information so that we can write about it. And you are going to write 5 sentences with your topic. So you can write about video games, cats. I also saw some ideas about learning how to do something. You could research that and tell us steps on how to do it. I saw a good idea of how to grow something, so maybe you could research it and teach us how to grow something. I also saw one, somebody knew a lot about how to cook something. So you could write about how to cook that one certain thing, and you could teach us how to cook something. But you're going to take your ideas and create a writing that is at least 5 sentences long. I always like more information. So if you want to write more than 5 sentences, that is great, because I love reading all your information. And the more information we have will make our message more clear. So you can write this, get a piece of paper, write your 5 sentences. They need to be 5 complete sentences. Make sure you use periods so I know when the information stops and I can count your 5 sentences and submit it into Google Classroom. If you have a hard time narrowing down a topic tomorrow, we can talk about it in class tomorrow, and I can help guide you to find a certain smaller topic. But when I looked at all your idea lists, they all seemed like great ideas. I'm so excited to see your writing. But 5 complete sentences about your idea.